Hey Flosstube, it's Lori of Mischievous Stitches. It is Saturday, not January, not yet, December the 30th, and I'm back for my December update. I have been MIA for about a month. Jacob graduated the first weekend of the month. December is crazy at work, and just at the moment for the past week, I have had a house full in and out, which I love it. I love it. My house, I never know who's coming, who's here when I get home, who's staying, we have a house full of our children and their friends, and they're not children, they are adults, but I still refer to them as children. But our children and their friends, it is a happy chaos here, and I thrive in this happy chaos. That is one of the reasons why this past few months have been so hard on me. I went from a very lively, chaotic home to nothing. I went from coming home every day, not knowing who was going to be here, whether dinner was cooked or I had to cook, or, just normal daily, like I said, chaos, to knowing exactly what to expect, knowing exactly who's going to be here, nobody. So I am extremely happy right now having my kids here, and if I have to be honest a little bit, I am missing a little bit the me time that I have been having since they have been gone, but I'll quickly adjust back to the routine I've held for many years. Anyway, I've got a couple of finishes, and I want to show you my Christmas present to me, and I want to show you what I'm working on. I know I talked to everyone about my pieces for next year. Jacob had chosen 6 samplers. Next year will be my sampler year. I will not be able to start that tomorrow on New Year's Eve like many of you do, a New Year's start. I can't. Jacob will fly out of Atlanta to go back to San Antonio tomorrow, so my husband and I will be on the road tomorrow evening, which I'm not really excited about, being on the road on New Year's Eve when there's so many people that may be on the road doing things, drinking, that they shouldn't be. So normally on New Year's Eve we do not leave the home, but anyway, I'm sure we'll be okay. And anyway, let me show you what I've been working on. So my last video, I let you know about a sampler my friend Ann had started. I picked it up and finished it. I wanted something that I knew that I could finish before the end of the year instead of starting, because I normally start medium to large pieces. My friend Ann had started the top right hand portion of this, and I picked it up and finished the rest. It was stitched with flower threads. It's a 90s piece. It was designed for one of the Spirit of Cross Stitch festivals. And since my friend Ann started it and could not finish it, please pardon the wrinkles, I stitched her initials here and the date. Now on the pattern here, the designer of the pattern, Jean Farish, had put her initials here without the date. And she did have these little 4 stitched flowers there, so I did leave those. I just changed, moved them around a little bit, and used the alphabet at the top to stitch Ann's initials over one. So I have this piece all finished up. Don't know when I will FFO it. I haven't measured it, but I'm thinking it'll fit in an 11 by 14 frame. So at some point I'll probably go to Joann's with a handy dandy coupon and get a frame for that piece. I received a gift earlier this year from a friend here from Instagram, and she also watches us all here on Flosstube, and her name is Sharon. She sent me a pattern from Sub Rosa called This Little Light of Mine, and I started this right after. This was going to be my Texas trip piece, but like I said, rained the whole way there. I was thinking I was going to finish, I'm going to call it Ann's sampler, but I was going to finish Ann's sampler on the way up and start on this on the way back. It didn't work that way, so. But this is it. Once again, pardon the wrinkles, haven't ironed it yet. I did do a little bit of change up on this one. It calls for week style where it's threads. The only one that is weeks is this. I did not have the others in my stash. Like I said, I wanted it finished by the end of the year, so I did not want to order new threads. I used a conversion that I found online and converted those colors to DMC. So the only one I used weeks is this. The rest are done in DMC. And the only thing I would change about it is I wish I had did the border in the color that I chose for the candle. But overall, it's dated, it's done, happy with it. Now you see that circular wrinkle there? That is from my Christmas present to me. I told you all about, or mentioned it in one of my previous videos, when I attended the November Pigeon Forge retreat that was hosted by Katrina Boyd, Marlene of Stitching by the Lake was there. And she had this table stand, which is holding my current project, and I had to have one. I did message her after I did that video because I forgot to ask her about it while we were there. And this is it. Now, the frame itself, these hoops are specific to this frame line. And as you can see, there's an attachment on the hoop that allows it to attach to the stand. Now, this came together. It was a 10-inch hoop and the stand. Very easy to assemble. You can adjust the height of the stand. There's a plastic, and it's only the plastic piece will allow you to stabilize the height. And then you have the part that actually attaches, and this of course is wooden as well, allows you to attach it to a table. This does not fit. I spend a lot of time sitting at the island in my kitchen. This will not attach to my counter in the kitchen on the island. It will, however, attach to my dining room table, which I've used a piece of felt. I haven't stitched there, but if I do decide to go down there and stitch with this, I will just use this to protect the wood on my table. Anyway, I just love this. The only concern I have is just going to be concern of wear and tear over time with the tightening of the screw. Now, you're able to move this up and down to get to the back as you're stitching, which I love that too. You can adjust where it is from left to right, and you can adjust the height of it so it's not as restrictive as some of the others that I've seen in the past. What I do use so far is I have a TV table stand that I had purchased at Walmart that I use to attach this to here in my stitch room. I'm getting used to stitching two-handed with one hand on top and bottom. It's not a way I've ever stitched before because I don't use stands. So I'm not stitching as fast as I normally do. I'm usually a stab, poke and stab. I have a Q-snap and I'm flipping it back and forth with my right hand and I'm stitching with my left hand because I am left-handed. But otherwise, overall, I really love this. If I don't want to use this hand, I don't have to. I'm just, making more movements with my left hand, but I have found myself stitching with just one hand, and I'm okay with that too. So overall, love this, and it's called an LBC flat frame. I think it came from Great Britain. I got this one off of Amazon. Like I said, it comes with a 10-inch frame. There are smaller frames. I don't know if there's larger frames. I did see 5-inch frames, which I plan on getting one of. And then it came with the stand itself. So if you've not seen those, take a look, and I'll try to link them below so you can see them. My current project, let me pull it back over here, this is Samplers. I don't know where the pattern's at, but this is Samplers by Scarlet House. I've shown it in a previous video. I started this at the Marietta Stitch Retreat that was also hosted by Katrina Boyd back in August. She had finished this while I was there. It is stitched on 28 count L. She had also stitched it on L, which is the call for fabric, and she had stitched it 2/2, and I found after I normally stitch on 35 or 36 count, sometimes 32, but when I stitched on the 28 2/2, it looked enormous, the stitches did. I just didn't like it, so I switched over. I'm doing it 1/1, one strand of thread, of course, and instead of stitching left to right, I'm stitching one one stitch at a time, and I'm trying to go right to left to have that trilling thread behind help anchor those stitches, because with this fabric the stitches will slip behind the top thread on some of the stitches, so I'm trying to minimize that. Also, I got some gifts in the mail, and let me show you those. I got the cutest little ornament from Amanda Ampustitcher. Very unexpected, and aren't those kind of gifts the best? Just love this. She has the cutest little cupcake button on the front, and another button, a flower button, there on the back, as well as her initials. And I just love this. So very thoughtful. She also sent some M&Ms, but I can't show you those because they've disappeared down my belly. But here you go. So thank you again, Amanda. I love this. I just took it off the tree today. It has been on my tree since I got it. I also got a gift from Lynetta Homesteading on the Home Front. Where did I stick it? Oh my goodness. I've got stuff everywhere, so I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. She sent me this cute little pouch. And you know, she's down in Guam, so here it has Guam on it. It is a sea turtle. And she sent this choker necklace that also has a nice gemstone and, again, a sea turtle, as well as a Christmas needle minder with the little reindeer there. It looks like stitch work on a sweater, or knit work on a sweater. And she's all into that. She loves these teas, and she sent a one of the tea bags for me to try out. So thank you so much. I do appreciate that. This will be perfect in a stitch bag for a pair of embroidery scissors. What else? I was in an ornament exchange that was hosted by Drew and Phil of Weasley Studios. And I got home from Texas, had a big old package on the front porch, and it was from my ornament exchange partner, who happened to be McKenna. So everyone knows McKenna, but just in case you've not run across her yet here on Flosstube, she is stitching in sequins, and she sent this. So this is a la-di-da design. I have this booklet. I bought it because this letter is my first initial, of course, and it was on the front of that pattern, and I love la-di-da. She is my favorite designer. So McKenna couldn't have stitched anything better for me. This is just totally me. The colors, the font, the designer, and the fact that McKenna stitched it and framed it. And what was the coolest part, not the coolest, but one of the cool parts, is she actually wrote on the back, the Ornament Exchange 2017 with her name. So how cool is that? So thanks so much, McKenna. But you know she didn't just send that. So she sent me a few fat quarters to help me finish up some of my pieces this year. And here they are. All those yummy colors. I love this. And the gray. And she sent a notepad and a pen for all those patterns that I'm going to need within this year. I'm going to try to watch. I don't want to enhance my stash, as I hear some people say, as much as I have this past year since joining Flosstube. So I think this coming year I'm going to try to tone it down, but I will say I invoke the right of Stitcher's prerogative. At any time in the future videos, I reserve the right to change my mind and buy what I want. So she did not send any sequins in my package, but she did wrap one of the gifts in a tiny little glitter bag. And the pen she sent has beads in it. Doesn't that kind of look like sequins? I won't be able to use this without thinking of McKenna. She also sent some lotion, and I teased because this lotion, my local shop, when it was still open, did carry this. And it's really great for stitchers because it doesn't leave a residue on your hand, which would in turn get on your fabric. It does finish out, and like I said, doesn't leave a residue, so it's great for stitchers. And it's called Utterly Smooth, but if you say it without reading it, Utterly, we used to tease all the time in the shop that, you know, it was utter cream. for our udders. So anyway, it's a great lotion for stitchers. What else did I get? Amy also sent a gift to me. She ran across this after seeing my tour of the Needler in Lexington. And there they had this piece, or a portion of this piece, just this part, of scarlet stitched on a piece of silk, 40 count silk gauze. Nothing behind it. It's not framed. The gauze is just in a mat, and of course you can see behind. I love the effect of that stitching on that gauze, and she ran across this and thought of me and sent it to me. So thank you so much, Amy. I'm so appreciative of that. We talk all the time about how great the community is, and that's one of it. You run across a pattern that you know someone's looking for, or you run across something that looks like something one of your friends here on Flosstube are going to stitch, and you know, I get requests for my address and say, hey, you know, will you send this? Can I send this to you? I try to pay that forward in the same way that if someone asks for something that I know I may have in their videos, or I just want to keep that movement going. And this Christmas, who couldn't promote that? Oh, I don't want to show their address, but who couldn't promote that, or didn't promote that any better than those two? So I got this in the mail. The card is actually on my mantle, the picture. But I got this from Elena and Livia in their huge movement to gift us all. Were they not Santa's elves just like in the picture? Because they went above and beyond. I don't think that any of us could match up to the stitchy kindness and love that they sent out this Christmas. So bravo to both of you girls. Awesome job spreading that love this Christmas. And I think you're going to get a lot of that back. What is that saying, that you get what you send out, you get back tenfold? And I know you're going to get that back and probably more. So thanks again for that. What else? I'm showing you what I'm working on. I only have a few more minutes. My phone's acting crazy. Just want to show you a few things that I've picked up. I did get the remainder of the, I've got things everywhere. I got the remainder of the Little House Needleworks Early American series. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. So I did get the rest of that. I had, was getting those pieces directly shipped to me from Stitch and Frame shop in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And so I now have that complete series and the fabric for when I get ready to stitch it. This Christmas for me has been all about getting Little House patterns. I ordered this one and these two. I'm not crazy about all of the Main Street series. But there are about half of them I really like, and I'd like to stitch them together. I've not gotten online and looked them up to see if anyone has stitched them all together, but some of them are such cute little designs. But I did get the train station and the church, and I would be all over it if she would design a post office piece. That's something that's in every town too, that's on Main Street most times. But anyway, maybe if she were to come out with that, I'd be all over that. I also ordered, in my long drive to Texas in the rain, I ordered a few things. After going, our first stop on the way was in Biloxi, Mississippi, which Jen from Jen's Stitching Knit lives in that state. And she saw that I was there and messaged me that she was on my mind, and I popped on her Etsy store and I ordered this because I love this Santa here. Of course, hospitality, pineapple. I'm all about patriotism right now. So I ordered this one. And I ordered this piece of 32 count tumbleweed. Love this color. Love it. So I did get those. And of course those come in right the second week of the month. And then I did order this one online after seeing Michelle the Striped Rose. was working on this one, and it is a Sheepish Designs Shady Day. I love the colors, and I do like what I see here enough that I always look at this and think, I do like that. But then seeing Michelle stitched or in progress, I had to order it. And then I have another gift from a previous postcard pal, and her name is Colleen, and she sent me a couple, and they're both the same, so I'll show you one, but a couple more hankies for my hanky collection where I am wanting to do a quilt with them. So I've got 2 of those. So thanks for that, Colleen. I appreciate it. And I think that's it. So I've got some cleaning up here to do, some putting away, which I don't know about you girls, but I love to clean and organize. So I need to get to putting these things up. And I look forward to getting back in the routine of doing my videos each week. Look forward to another video from me probably today or tomorrow before Jacob leaves. He wants to pop in and say hello to everyone and thank those who sent him cards. Once again, the best way to a mama's heart is through her child. So thank you for that. Also, I want to say Happy New Year. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Happy New Year, everyone. I look forward to everything that this new year is going to bring. I look forward to my sampler stitching. I look forward to making new friends here, to talking back and forth with you all, getting to know you better, and God bless all of us in the new year. Until next time, hugs and stitches. Bye-bye.